In the studio with us, right here on the Beat Break Radio Show, we have the candidate for the City of East Point, City Councilman, Ward A, in the building with us, Alex Gothard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming in. You can come up to the mic a little bit. Yeah.
Appreciate the invite. You know, this is new to me.
Yeah,
so I'm still working.
This your first time on radio?
It is.
It is. Wow. Okay, great, man. Well, once again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. And I know your schedule has been really, really busy. And it's going to get busier even before and after December 6th. You know, now that you are in this runoff election against the other two candidates that are running for the same position for city councilman, correct?
No, there's one.
Oh, it's only one.
Right. The general election, there were 3 people.
It was 3 people.
But now it's down to 2.
It's now down to 2.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, great. And let the people know out there that don't know who you are running up against at this particular point.
Oh,
do you want to put his name out there?
You know, I typically don't mention the incumbent's name, but he is the incumbent.
Okay.
And he's been around for 4 years, but it's time for him to go.
Ooh.
It's
sound like a challenge. Challenge.
All right.
All right. Well, and I was at your campaign party a couple of weeks ago, and big shout out to everybody that attended Alex Gothard campaign party a couple of weeks ago.
You were sitting next to Jamie the whole time, right?
Jamie.
Never mind.
Okay. Oh, you talking about?
You know exactly who I'm
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was networking. That's her name.
Always on the grind.
Okay, all right.
I didn't see you move.
Keep calling you out, G.
I was networking, man. I was just networking. But big shout out to also Bishop Greg Fan, the preacher man, who was out there as well, and other important people that took time out of their busy schedule as well to come in support of you and in your efforts as well, man. So we are definitely happy that you can stop by here to the Love 860 studios, man. So let me ask you this. What motivated you to get into politics?
Well, in East Point, I moved to East Point just because of the location. I mean, we're 15 minutes from the airport. Mm-hmm. We're 15 minutes from downtown Atlanta. And we're right on the MARTA line. I mean, you can't beat that as far as location.
Right.
And then when I first moved, I've always been pretty involved in my community. And with that, I called a certain council person. And I left him a message. And I said, I really want to get involved here in East Point. I'm a new resident.
Right.
And I want to contribute to my community. But this person, he never called me back, so I emailed him in turn. No response. I again turned around and called him, and no response. And that cycle happened a few times, and he never got back to me. That didn't make me feel good as an East Point resident. And I think your council person should represent you, especially someone who wants to promote what you're trying to do just to better the city. And that person, he just didn't seem to care. Like, he didn't want that job. He didn't want to represent the people. And that motivated me to want to show people how it should be done.
Right. Well, you know, as a person for the people, there are going to be times where you do have to go through certain obstacles and challenges. And it happens to a lot of folks that are trying to make a difference for the people and in the community as well. So, but a lot of stuff, and like I mentioned before earlier in the program, a lot of stuff is going down or about to go down in East Point. East Point has had 2 utility increases within 8 months, for example. 1,000 utility accounts are discounted monthly according to customer care, believe it or not. Now, as candidate for East Point City Councilman Ward A, where do you stand in regards to the utility increases in East Point?
Sean, let me correct you on one thing. They're not discounted 1,000 utilities. They're disconnected each month from service.
Oh, disconnected, okay.
Right. And that's a huge problem. We have about 13,000 households in East Point, and 1,000 accounts are disconnected on a monthly basis. that should send a clear message to council that this is not working. We need to do something else. We need to have different programs. Now, I will give East Point credit because they just let budget billing, or I'm sorry, they just let people enroll in budget billing year round now. Before, you could only enroll in certain months, but they just opened it up so where you can enroll year round because I think they see this problem. So it is a major problem in East Point. People cannot afford these increases in East Point.
Yeah, especially in today's economy with everything that's happening, people losing jobs and everything is going up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's very important. Now, what is your agenda? Because I know you have some other agendas as well for the city of East Point, but when it comes to the cleanliness, I guess you can say, of East Point.
The
like,
cleanliness?
The cleaning, yeah, right. You know, I'm a little bit off today, off this morning, right? I didn't get no rest. But what is your agenda to help keep the community of East Point clean?
What do you mean, like the streets, or you mean
the
like
streets, like the
dirty
streets?
what do you mean?
Like
Clean?
what I mean is the streets. Like, you know how, because sometimes I ride through East Point on a regular basis, and I see the litter on the ground and the trash on the ground and stuff like that. Like, is there a certain plan or agenda in place for that particular city to help keep East Point clean?
Well, I think that's a simple fix in that we need to give East Point residents a reason to take pride in their communities. If you go to other areas, there are really no strict laws in place about litter. I mean, of course you can get fined, but I think that comes from pride in your community. If you're proud to live where you live, if you're proud of your home and your yard, you're out there cutting the grass, trimming the hedges, you take pride in it. And I think we need to establish more of a sense of pride in our residents for the city of East Point. And I think that problem would take care of itself.
Okay. All right. Well, before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and go to the phone lines. Are you willing to take some phone calls?
Absolutely.
Okay. Once again, for those who are just tuning in, we are talking to the candidate for East Point City Councilman, Alex Gothard. We got him live in the studio. So if you have any questions or comments that you would like to address to Alex Gothard, feel free to call in right now.
You make my name sound so funny. Like it's hard to pronounce my last name. Well, I pronounce Alexander Gothard.
It's Alexander Gothard.
Right, Alex is fine, but yeah, Alexander. Come on, Sean. I mean,
I call you Alex G, man.
Yeah, Sean.
So if you want to holler at,
he done grew up.
You want to holler at Alex G? Call in right now. 404-355-8699.
Sean, you can't call him Alex G no more, man.
Sean, you call me Alex G. It's all right.
Can I call you Alex G?
Yeah, see, the intern, he all right.
Let's go over to the phone lines. Beatburg Radio. Hello, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
You know what it is. D. May checking in. What's up, brother?
Hey, D. How's it going, my man?
I tell you, Tony, I had to call me every night, man. My boy, you know what I'm saying, Alex, you know what I'm saying, he's going to win this thing. They been working hard out there, you know what I'm saying, nobody don't know about him. Like I said, he's been out there, he's for the people. Like I said, he's not a politician, confident politics. Like I said, you know, I've been out there with him, working. I mean, like I said, you need a brother like this in a city council, like I say, because people, they talk to the people out there, you know what I'm saying, these crazy energy bills, there's a whole lot of stuff going on in East Point, you know what I'm saying? So, like I say, Alex, don't get it, bro. I wish I was out there with you today, man. Tired with the birthday party, though.
See, and D is dedicated.
Yes, he is.
D has been out there just about every Saturday, and this man had his daughter's birthday today, and he was still going to try and make it.
Right.
So that says a lot about D, and I definitely appreciate everything that you've done for the campaign and your belief in me and the city of East Point.
Oh, yeah, bro. I said, no doubt. I hope you guys have enough people out there. You know, I tried to spread up the truth today, you know what I'm saying? So, if they just do your thing, like I said, we need more brothers, you know what I'm saying, more people, you know, and like a city council like you, because, like I said, you know, a lot of people been kind of corrupt. Now, you know, they get in there and they say they're going to do some things, and when they get in there, they don't do it, you know what I'm saying? And you're a young brother, but you know what I'm saying, you got to get ideas and stuff, and you for the people. That's what I'm talking about, boy. You do for the people, so we'll definitely keep doing your thing regardless. You're going to win, but I'm just saying. If something happens, if you don't, you still keep doing your thing, you know, we with you. Brother got your back, so.
I appreciate that, D. And when the president say it, you know it's true.
I'm going to say it, man. You gotta represent. And, you know, I'm about to close drive, y'all. December 17th, going down, everything already straightened out. So, you know, everybody got clothes, books, all that good stuff. Don't tell them to holler at me. And, like I said, Alex, you doing your thing, bro. You know, we're going to be that big party for you. You know, so keep doing your thing. Don't let other people go in and call in. So y'all, holler to later. Peace. All right, brother.
All right, D.
All right, hold on.
All right, thanks, D. All right, once again, the telephone lines are still open at 404-355-8699 or 1-866-923-2860. This is the Beat Break Radio Show. Did you wanted to say something, Jeff the Ref?
I got a question. At 27, what exactly at your age can you bring to the city of East Point?
Well, Mr. Jeff the Ref is 28.
He just correcting people on tonight. It's not Alex, it's Alexander.
The bad part is I was with that Alex, you know, don't call me Alex G, you know, now I got to, you know.
No.
I know.
He's still gonna call you Anthony the intern.
Yeah, Anthony, all right.
Hey, but for real though, because East Point being where it's situated with Hartsfield is a big part of Atlanta. So when them other folks start looking at you at the age of 28, you know, what do you bring that the incumbent is he's not going to be able to see? We'll say it like that. What can he not see that a young 28-year-old brother like yourself, what are you bringing?
That's a great question, Jeff, and I appreciate that question. And with that, I would say you're talking about experience, essentially. Am I correct in saying that?
Not necessarily, because, you know, I want to know, what do you bring?
Okay, well, let me address it how I see the question.
Okay, all right.
As far as my youth, we will call it, I would say that I have the energy and the willingness to do things that some people just aren't willing to do. We've been out here just about 7 days a week campaigning, talking to people. I want to know the people who I want to represent. I'm trying to knock on every single door, trying to shake as many hands as I can, because I want to know you, and I want you to know me in turn, because I want to represent you. And I think that's where youth is an asset, because some people, you know, as they progress, they may not have that willingness to want to learn, to want to meet the people, and they may not be open-minded to new things. And why I said experience is because I think it's a problem in the United States, period. When people are around so long, we'll say in politics, they become hardened. They think they know everything. They don't want to listen to anything else, because they think that they've been through it all. They think that they've seen it all. So there's nothing that you can tell them. They're going to hear you, but they're not going to listen to you. And I don't think that's a good thing to be a public official and being so hardened not to be open to new ideas.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Are you willing to stick around for the second hour of the show? Are you willing? Okay, cool. All right, because I definitely have some more questions that I want to ask you, and there are people that still want to hear your input on a lot of things and still want to know a little bit more about what you are willing to bring to the city of East Point. So we're going to hold you over to the next break. Once again, folks, for those who are just tuning in, we are talking to the candidate for East Point City Councilman Alexander Gothard. You about to make me say my full name, Sean Anthony Garvin. We got him in the building, so we're going to take a brief break. We're going to go over to the news center real quick for some current events, and then at the top of the hour, during the second hour of the program, we're going to have more with our special guest, the candidate for East Point City Councilman Alexander Gothard. He is in the building. We also got Jeff the Ref in the building, myself, and Anthony the intern. This is Beat Break Radio, Twitter.com at Beat Break Radio, Facebook.com at Beat Break Radio. And don't forget to check us out on the web, www.beatbreakradio.com, right here on Atlanta's inspirational talk radio station, Love 860 AM, WAEC Atlanta.
Break coming up right after this. Hi, this is Makiba, inviting you to tune in to 7 Arts Radio for real networking, real advice, real people, and real music.
It's not that
every
I'm trying
Sunday from
get
9
it,
p.m. to 12 a.m.
because
right
tell you, brother,
here
I
on
am
Love 860 WAEC.
so
Anti-policy.
860
you know,
AM
because
WAEC.
I would be the first to say I thought Barack
I'm Greg
should
Yoder
let
with
Hillary
Mission
run,
Network
and
News.
he'd
Although
be her,
Egypt is awaiting results from its
vice.
first election since its February
And I think it would
revolution,
have helped him
Islamists are
because he
claiming
went into
victory.
the office
Open Doors' Carl Mueller
and
says early indicators are that
all he wanted
Muslim
to do
Brotherhood
was,
candidates
you know
will
what,
take
I'm
about
gonna
40% of the
involve
seats in Parliament.
them.
Christians are expecting an
You know, and I
increase in
was like,
tensions. There are
you know, you
concerns
gotta go in
about
there
what a
and be like-
Muslim-dominated government might mean for
Because
gospel
that's what all them
workers.
do.
But Mueller says
They
don't
go in
panic
there
and pray. And I don't feel like you're missing something when it comes to world missions, its history, or even its purpose.
And he
The
didn't do
Perspectives
that.
course was created to
That's why
thoroughly
he-
answer those mission
he's-
questions.
he's-
You've heard of the
he's
class, you
gonna
probably
be-
know
What,
it's
you think he's too soft?
time-consuming.
You think
But
he
now you
Well,
can get
no,
the
no, I don't think
Perspectives
he's soft,
experience in a week.
because
The Evangelical Free Church
there
of America,
might
EFCA,
be
is hosting a week-long class in April
three
at its Minnesota headquarters. There's a link
presidents
at our
as smart
website.
as him. There's
Mission
never
Network
one
News is service
smart,
of Cornerstone University.
you know,
Want a brand new Matthew West
educationally.
Christmas CD?
There's never
Find out how to
been
get
one
it at
who
missionnetworknews.org.
achieved more
I'm
than
Greg
he
Yoder.
has, you know. But he's so young and talented.
WAEC.
You know what I mean?
Atlanta.
And I just don't. See, Hillary wouldn't have did
Broadcast
that.
station.
She would have did what?
She wouldn't have went in there and tried to embrace what the right was trying to bring. You know, and he did that. He was like, no, because he tried to pass a lot of their stuff. Now, to his dismay, if he say the sky is blue, they go, no, it's green. You know, this is mauve. No, it's fuchsia. You know, and I understand that. You know, I don't like it, but that's what they're gonna do because they ain't going on live up there. You know, I don't know what the Herman Cain's going through all this for nothing. For nothing. You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now, 4 years ago or 3 years ago, a whole bunch of people woke up in the morning like,
everybody know how this party go. Brothers pump your fist while the ladies sing. Showcase the hottest around. You know the sound. Hip hop underground. As my name is going down.
I think
Coming straight at you, no tricks.
if
With a
he
360
wins,
sports report and a
it will
360
be
mix. Get
because
the low
they're so
down with Lola B.
upset
And man commentary
with the
for
right.
more than Ashley.
You
And
know
my
what I
man
mean?
running the mix.
And
Sean Garvey. Keeping
I don't
you away
particularly
in the
care
streets. So
how he
what the
stays
time
there.
be? About to hit you
You know,
home with nostalgic
as long
flavors.
as
Remember
his
when back in
people
the day.
be like, look, they can't do nothing to you now. You know, you in there. So all I gotta do is look at the Bush just did. After you got that second one, come on, man. He was like, you know what? Matter of fact, he was up in there like, I got you never know. Damn thing they could do to me. They tried to impeach Clinton for unfair.
What's up, Atlanta? This is Signature Praise on the Beat Break with Sean.